Any questions?
Something epic and motivational.
Epic and motivational. I don't know. Sorry. Life is what you make of it.
That's terrible.
No?
We just finished the run, the PT. We can't show you because it's too top secret, military secrets and all. Something you guys just aren't qualified for.
Sit properly, goddamn.
Sit properly. This is how I sit
You're off
properly.
center. How does it feel to be such a badass? You get so many bitches.
Yeah, how does it feel? How does it feel?
How does it feel? Well,
How is life?
how is life? That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, honestly.
How old are you right now?
I'm 21.
You're 21?
Yeah.
What are you studying?
I'm studying applied mathematics.
Why are you studying that?
I think it's really interesting. There's a lot of great career outlooks for it. I feel like the farther I got into it, the more I realized that I loved math and I didn't want to walk away from it. And I always thought there'd be other opportunities to do the other things that I wanted to study.
That's nice. You do love math.
I do, it's nice.
Why do you love math so much?
It's concrete. It's a way to do things. It's nice. There's a lot of thinking behind it, but it's a lot of thinking that isn't super subjective. It's very satisfying.
Your brain likes solving problems.
I do. I like it. It's very, like I said, it's very satisfying. You do the problem and you figure it out, and then you're like, oh, I did it.
You're about to go into the Marine Corps.
Yes, I'm working on my application for the Marine Corps officer program.
So what makes you want to serve in the Marines? What draws you to it?
I grew up with it. I grew up near Camp Pendleton, and so just being around that culture and being around the people, both my parents are Marine veterans, and seeing not only how it's able to help their own lives, but to help the lives of other people, I thought was really amazing. I've always wanted to do something that serves like the country and the people around me, and I don't know, I imagined for a little while what it would be like to not serve, but I keep coming back to it. I think it's something that has been such a large part of my life and who my family is that I don't think I'd really want to continue a path in life in which it wasn't part of what I did.
Service is important to you.
It is. A lot of the jobs that I've always thought about have been deeply service-based, or if not, like, as a job of service, like a firefighter or a teacher or something like that, something that still gives back to the community, like a researcher or someone who works on social justice issues.
Okay. What are you excited for in your Marine training, in your military career, and what are you nervous for?
I'm excited for the new opportunities. I would like to get to travel. I think that would be a lot of fun to get to meet new people and to go new places. I think I'm most nervous about kind of how competitive it is, the training, and I don't know. I think honestly the leadership aspect of it, learning how to step up and be a leader, especially with everyone around you who's trying to do the same thing. It's easy sometimes, like, because I guide trips for work, so it's like I go and I'm a very like established leader, but establishing yourself as not only someone that has authority but should be respected and I think is challenging, especially when you're in a group of people that are so headstrong and, I don't know, also looking for the same thing.
Thoughts on Chinye?
Thoughts on Chinye? Chinye's my homeboy. Love Chinye. Yeah. I don't know. Chinye is one of the amazing things that happens when you let things happen in your life. Like, I was always like, I don't want to like live with people I don't know. I want to like just live with the people I know and everything like that. And then my dad's like, well, what if you meet someone really cool? And I did. I met someone really cool. You get to see that sometimes chances pay off. Sometimes they work out.
I love you.
That was really sweet.
Chinny knows I love them. Despite the constant arguments.
Have you thought about it? The potential to take someone's own life, to take someone's life in the Marines?
Yeah, I think you can't fully join or consider the idea of joining without taking that into consideration. I don't know. I know that wouldn't be something that would be easy in any regard. But I also don't think that would probably be necessarily my own choice in the overall grand scheme of things. And yeah, I don't know. It would probably take some belief that it's for a greater purpose.
So you're 21 now.
Mm-hmm.
Alex of 42.
Alex of 42.
What to you says that you have had a success in your life? What does that mean? You put in 20 years of work. What does that look like? It could be anything.
A success in life?
Define success for yourself.
I think being able to be proud of what I've done. To be able to look back. And I know everyone has regrets. And there's always going to be things that you wish you did differently. But looking back, and then even if I know I'll have those, being able to be like, have other things in my life that make whatever that regret was worth it. Or make it feel less of a regret and sometimes more just as a missed opportunity. And I don't know, I think success would definitely be just being like content and having the opportunity to do things that still make me happy. Being able to find that time for myself. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to have a life that I'm not proud to share with other people.
Are you proud now of yourself and what you've done?
Sure, I would say so. I'm not ashamed of anything about it.
Are there fates worse than death?
I think so. I think a fate worse than death is probably one in which you're very hopeless. When you've lost not only those around you that care for you or that you care about, but you've also lost the desire to move forward to try to find something better. I think that would be worse. Because at least then if you died, it would be over. But that like endless suffering would be worse.
What is your antidote to suffering?
Antidote to suffering?
Because life is mostly suffering.
Good people. Surrounding yourselves with things that make it less miserable, or that make it worth it, or at least seem worth it. Trying to find the joy in it. There's always something that's less miserable about it if you think hard enough.
Interesting. I remember you spoke on the necessity of suffering in life because you saw the Matrix.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it's true. I think to an extent you can't have that like happiness, you can't have that positivity in life without having something that's less positive, even if it's just kind of more neutral. It's like you see it time and time again in different media. The idea that if things are too good for too long, people start to get bored and it starts to mean less and less. You need something in life to balance things out and to show you that things are good. Because if things were all the same all the time, it wouldn't matter how good they were. Because eventually it would just become what it normally is. It wouldn't be good anymore.
Interesting.
Like you don't need endless suffering, but there needs to be some variance in life.
Are you religious?
I'm not.
Not religious.
No, I'm not religious.
Is your family religious?
My family's not religious. My family's really into more like spiritual stuff.
How important is having a good family?
I think it's very important because whether those are the people that you're born into or the people that you find around you, having someone to support you, that you can turn to, that you can be with. I don't know. Finding someone that you know will love you regardless of whatever happens. I have always wanted to show people that that they can do it. That there's other people like them out there in the world. I felt like that's the thing that I always looked for. Was people that I thought were like myself, or that were doing things that I wanted to do, or show me that it was possible. I think that we're all kind of looking for that. And to be able to like provide that for someone. I know I like went home one time and I was talking to one of my friend's parents and a couple of these kids at practice, and I was just talking about like being queer and kind of life and stuff that goes around with that. And one of the guys there, he's also queer, and it was like he was looking for someone who kind of had that like shared experience in life. And like we didn't talk a lot because we weren't in the same grade and we never like played the same sport. They're actually there because of their sister. But it was like a moment where I was like, oh, like I was able to provide that like community for someone. And to like be like, yeah, no, like you can go out there and you can live your life and you can do all this stuff. And so being able to do that for other people in other aspects of life, I think would be great. That's what I want to be able to leave behind.
How's your love life?
Tell the people.
Tell the people.
Questionable. I don't know. I want to say something like poetic and cheesy. Like it shows you how much something means to you. You know, it shows you what it means to you. Which I think is true to some extent. It's like how much you want something, how much you're willing to put up with. I think sometimes it shows that you care if you look at it from like an emotional sense. Because it's like you had some emotion there, or you had some feelings or some desires or something along those lines, and that's why you might feel pain because of those. I don't know. I feel like it's also a necessity for re-evaluating. Because I feel you don't have pain without some sort of cause. It's always a moment to stop and to reflect and to look back. It's like if you get injured or you feel pain when you're doing sport, it's like, okay. It's like, how can you overcome that, or how can you prevent that from happening again? And if you feel pain emotionally or something like that, it's like, okay, what caused that?
What happens if you fail OCS? What are you gonna do? It's a possibility.
It is.
It's a real possibility.
It is. I think about that.
You think about it?
I do.
How would you recover? What's your move? What would you do?
I think you sit back for a while and you think about how and why you ended up where you are. And you reevaluate. And maybe you take a step in a different direction for a moment. I don't know. My parents are really big on things happen for a reason. The universe has a plan. And I don't know. I know sometimes you do, like, I'll do things and I won't get the result that I wanted. And so I go back and I try again. I try again. And again. And I don't know. I think sometimes you get to the point where things work out. But also, like, sometimes you push too hard and things break. And it's because they weren't supposed to be that way. So, yeah, I think depending on what it is, if that happens, which I'm hoping it doesn't, but, yeah, it's a moment to think back, how bad do I want that? How bad do I want this? And is this really what I need in my life? Because there's so many things I could do. I could just enlist. And maybe that's the way I would go instead.
That'd probably be harder in the long run.
Might be harder in the long run, but depends what my long-term goals are. Maybe it would be a moment to shift, to take other classes, and then go into the military as a smaller part of my life. Do reserves or something, and continue to work on some other goal alternative. Yeah, be a new avenue, or the possibility for one.
Is there anything you want to say to the 14.7 people listening?
Not that I can think of right now.
Well, I mean, that's a great interview. I'm serious. Yeah. Thank you for being willing to do it.
Yeah, thank you for asking.